His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
And to the people of Liberia, let us remember that our shared history, with all its traumas and trials, band us together as we honor the memory of Senator Prince Johnson. Let us recommit ourselves to the ideas of peace, reconciliation, and unity that our nation is so desperately needs. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and may God bless the Republic of Liberia. Farewell, farewell, great man, farewell. Uruguay.
With sympathy, the widow and the family and friends, supporters, and the people of Nimba County, to our departed former president, to the members of the diplomatic corps, your president, including our ECOWAS, to the people of the great Nimba County, to all sympathizers and the members of the Fogo State. Senator Prince Weah Johnson was a man of many complexities, someone whose life was shaped by the intricacies of his history. His role in Liberia's political evolution was nothing short of impactful, and he will forever be etched in the annals of our national story. His presence in political arena was both commanding and formidable. Senator Johnson had an extraordinary ability to rally people. His political acumen and a capacity to connect with the masses earned him admiration from his supporters and respect from even his critics. It was this very strength, his remarkable ability to influence and lead, that allowed him not only to Nimba County, but across Liberia. His leadership transcended regional lines, and he became a key figure in shaping our democratic practice. Senator Johnson's past is intertwined with some of the painful chapters of our country's history. As someone who ultimately embraced the path of peace.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because the Assad is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
We got the issues.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very kindly that you join us for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 20th day of January 2025. We've got the issues to talk about. Yes, we've got the issues to talk about. Well, no better. So we got the issues to talk about, and no better place to get started. But what transpired on Saturday, we can't escape that. Even though it was discussed this morning by Israel, but we have to take it from another angle. We are taking it from another angle. Thanks for the understanding. We are taking it from another angle. Very interesting Monday. Welcome to the show, Real Talk. Let's talk it real on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. Today is the 20th day, the day or the days after the burial of the late senator, warlord, spending the first 2 nights, several months beneath the earth, called buried. Nothing is powerful. Money isn't, power isn't, whatever. Nothing absolutely is powerful than death. The strongest of all is death. And death is no respecter of person. Billionaires, trillionaires, thousandaires, presidents, vice presidents, any and everybody. Death has brought and still bringing everybody down, irrespective of your status. But that is not the issue. Death is a prophecy. Death is prophecy fulfilled. So it's not an issue if the transition takes place from life to no life or death. It is not an issue. Certainly not, because it is prophecy fulfilled. Hebrews 9:27. It is appointed unto man once to die, It did not say the man who has money, who has power, who has connections, who wields so much influence will not die. No, it said it is appointed unto man once to cease from being human to dead, called body, dead body. So prophecy fulfilled. Death is not in news. No, but it hurts. It pains, but it is not in news. So the former senator and warlord funeral was on Saturday in his hometown, in his county of origin, Nimba. And it drew the attention, sympathy, empathy of thousands of Liberians, irrespective of status. The funeral, to give you a practical description, that funeral was the most messy funeral ever. It was a politically reactionary funeral, a politically ballistic and bombastic funeral ever seen in the history of the war in Liberia. A funeral where politicians were bearing and begging sympathy. They were buying, they were bearing, but at the same time begging sympathy from the people of Nimba County. It was a political debate funeral. I have never seen that before. Saturday's funeral of Senator Prince Johnson was unprecedented. I haven't seen that before. To add substance or spice to an already massive funeral, it was the platform that Unity Party used to officially launch their 2029 campaign for the presidency. People, take it or leave it, whatever. That funeral was messy. It was political reactionary. It was a political, ballistic, and bombastic funeral. It was the platform that Liberian politicians, except for one person in George Weah, were used to buy sympathy and beg from the people of Nimba County. It became a political debate. Above all, it was a funeral Unity Party used as the platform to officially launch their 2029 campaign for the presidency. What a sorrowful situation it was. What a shame. What a disgrace. I wish that Prince Johnson didn't die, or that God will give Prince Johnson 5 minutes back to earth. Seeing all of those, he will have wept and cried bitterly and said, and will say, the people of Nimba County, I didn't expect this. This is why you people were so excited, pretending that you people were empathizing and sympathizing me. Now you can go ahead, then he will go back in his casket. People, what they did over there, what happened on Saturday, was not right at all. The people made fun of that man. They disgraced his body. They turned everything childish, irresponsible, and reckless. Listen to all of the speeches, except for one. Except for one. From the president downward, all of them jumped into this political immaturity. All of them were on political showmanship. It was a political showmanship. It wasn't a funeral. By standard of funeral, you will not see those things. Even if ICM Andrews has a reservation, or somebody said something about the dead whom I was related to, or how the person left the earth, I will not give a reaction there. Common sense page 1 requires that you swallow it if you are bitter with it, and then at a later time you can respond. Heron Chroma, is it okay now? Heron Chroma, you say you're not getting a sound. Heron Chroma, if you're getting a sound, those of you if online, those of you who are following online, if you're getting the sound, please tell me, let me know. If not, then the technician will come in to do the adjustment. If it is okay now, please indicate. Thank you. That was a messy situation. It was complete childish, irresponsible, reckless, not representative of a state, not representative of a government, not representative of anything. Funeral. Okay, thank you, Solomon. Thank you, Solomon Dagbe. Thank you. Thank you. Not representative of anything government, not representative of country, not representative, thank you, Moses Masekwe, not representative of anything befitting a funeral. That was a mess. It was better Senator Johnson didn't die. Had we knew that he was going to die, we would have spoken to God and said, please, Papa, we beg you, what we see ahead of us is not going to be good. Hold on yet, and let there be a rethink. The man who claimed to be the son of the senator led a messy, reckless, irresponsible funeral. They turned the man's funeral into a political debate, debating over the man as he lies in that casket. Is that right? Why you have seen that thing in the world? If you have a reservation with anybody who said something at that funeral, who has the burden of restraint, it is not the person who is saying it, it is the person who is bereaved. Because you are already bereaved. Now you've been tested. Your faith or your maturity has come under fire. What is required of you in that situation? To restrain yourself against reacting. Go home, sit down, put all of the reactions or all that were said, then you can find a time that you can respond. By then, everybody will have left, they will have digested everything, then you will know when to react, who to react to, what to react to. That's how it is done. We've seen funerals that people said awful things at the funeral, but you wouldn't see the family reacting. Some family react. I'm talking about the ones who are mature. They will leave everything, allow the people to speak as their tribute. And after that, they will find time after they have come to grips with reality that the person no longer exists as a person, and then put their notes together and respond. Even at that, when they are responding, they are very mindful what they say, how they say, to whom, because they will feel that it would not be necessary to open anything Pandora box, but to just express themselves and be finished. That was not right at all. We've seen state funerals. Senator Johnson, with all of his legacy. And let me impute this before we go further. Listen, Senator Johnson gone to heaven. Oh, did I announce the cash giveaway because we're giving out 10,000? Or did I announce it? I didn't. Hey, please, hey man, I have to do that. Let me get everything set. Sometimes you get some things upside down, but it doesn't say you can get it right. Please, thanks for the understanding. Let me get it right. Yeah. So this break, to get the code for the cash giveaway, we have to give you a 10,000, but I have to be right with the information and not misinformation.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
Okay. So it's *799 *100 hash. The cash giveaway. Start playing now. Play as many times as you can play. We're giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars. *799 *100 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That's all you need to do. Nothing more, nothing less. And as you play, you've got your 10,000 waiting for you. Dial *799 *100 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That's all you need to do. And then you'll win for yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars. So it was messy. I didn't expect that the funeral would have gone the way it went. It was a messy, it's reckless, it was a disorganized funeral. The people made fun of the man's occasion. They celebrated the man's death. They were excited. Listen, of all the tributes that were paid over there, only one tribute, as far as I know, by my understanding of tribute, that caused no stir, was former president and world icon George Weah. I want you to listen. Beyond former President Weah's tribute, every other tribute was political. When you go, some people, before I came on, they were arguing, oh, the man was a politician, and you have too many politicians over there. It doesn't make sense. When people are bereaved, you don't impute, you don't characterize their bereavement, you don't give it any political imputation. What you do is you comfort them. That is why God, who created all of us, forbade that and said, comfort one another with these words. Comfort. That's what he said. That's the word he used, comfort. He did not say create step. You cannot create the people already hurt. They're frustrated. They're down. They're crying. Then you dare, the man was this, the man died, the man this, the man. You don't do that. Only President Weah. President Weah was never ever political, and that's how you get tribute. Listen to him when he went there. The other things then that happened prior to, I told you when we were going there, I told you about Weah's presence. So I'm not going to talk about that. You saw it. It is not in news. Everywhere Weah finds himself, he takes all of the attention onto himself because that's who he is. He is a charismatic character. He got all of the prowess to attract attention onto him. It is natural. It is natural. It is supernatural. So all that happened is not a surprise. No, we told you from the beginning that is why. Didn't I tell you that's the reason now? Since Weah left the presidency, he does everything in quietude. He's moving. Nobody knows. He doesn't make publicity with it. He's coming into the country. He doesn't give any wide publicity stunt to it. He's in the country. He's quiet. Not that he can move around. If President Weah started to move from one end to another, it would be just like in Tanzania with Museveni and Dr. Kizza Besigye. So the hype that created it, I'm talking about that war, you know. Let's leave that war. But the man's tribute was the tribute of the day. That is what you call tribute. He called for, he knew attention was running from the first day down. Yes. So listen to the former president now. Listen to the former president. So, here's the man. Listen to him.
And to the people of Liberia, let us remember that our shared history, with all its trumps and trials, bind us together as we honor the memory of Senator Prince Johnson. Let us recommit ourselves to the ideas of peace, reconciliation, and unity that our nation is so desperately needs. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and may God bless the Republic of Liberia. Farewell, farewell, great man, farewell. Uruguay.
Former President George Weah. Now, did you hear anything political in that tribute? You know what a tribute is? A tribute is simply a short words of consolation. It's in two ways, institution and individual. The essence of tribute is to comfort, is to say, sorry, the living bereaved. Here is this reality. We can do nothing, but God in heaven knows, and God has everything under control. Now, President Weah talked about in his tribute the three essential pillars that are needed in our country. Why did he insert those three words in his tribute? That is the problem that Liberia faces. And you saw those three words on display in the wrong way. And as soon as President Weah got through, an hour or two, American wrote and said the same thing. In essence, they acknowledged the widening division, the hate, the grudge that is eroding all the cancer that is eating Liberia, created by this government. President Weah did not impute anything political. That is what you call tribute.
And to the people of Liberia, let us remember that our shared history, with all its trumps and trials, bind us together as we honor the memory of Senator Prince Johnson. Let us recommit ourselves to the ideas of peace, reconciliation, and unity that our nation is so desperately needs. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and may God bless the Republic of Liberia. Farewell, farewell, great man, farewell. His soul rest in perfect peace, and may God bless the Republic of Liberia. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and may God bless the Republic of Liberia. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and may God bless the Republic of Liberia. Farewell, farewell, great man. Farewell, farewell, great man. Farewell, farewell, great man. Farewell, farewell, great man. Farewell. Uruguay.
The wife and other members and children sitting down, hearing these words. What runs through their mind, you think? These words ease the burning, the hurt and the pain within. It brings it down. That's what tribute is. You don't put anything political into tribute. You say words that will console the living bereaved. But what they did, apart from former President Weah tribute, the rest of it was a junky situation. Very, very fishy organization. Amen. It was better the senator didn't, but nobody has control over death. Nobody can prevent death. Nobody can postpone death. Then came, let's talk now, the politics. Thanks to President Weah for that. And those of you, let me tell you, those of you who have funerals on hand, tribute is not to historicize anything. Tribute is not to prove a point to the next person. Tribute simply means comfort. Use consoling words so that the person's hurt can go away. That's what it is. Apart from President Weah, nobody gave a decent tribute over there. Every other tribute that came after Weah was a mess. Let's move to the politics of the tribute. Since they created it, we discuss it. That's what we are. We listen to the politicians. Everything that happened over there, it's not a surprise. I knew it. I knew it. I said to my guys in the area, that funeral that coming, Prince Johnson, watch it. We'll get news from them, real news, and then we just laugh about it. But he thought I was talking about good news. But I was referencing professionally that bad news was going to come up because too many bad people were going to the funeral. And they demonstrated those bad habits, bad mannerism. Let's move to the salutation. We talked the thing the whole month. Listen, you like it or not, you were here. The people main news, you know about the main news. Bad news. Listen. It is not normal. It is not normal. The standard age. You recognize your colleagues. That's the standard. At any event of whatever the nature, you recognize your colleague, be that person former or current. It is a standard. It is not optional. It is standard. It is not optional. That means it is compulsory. That's who you are. That's why I represent you. That's why you portray. And when you move to the pulpit or the rostrum or whatever, everybody expects that you are about to say that as per the protocol. And anything short of that, they know that something happened somewhere. You had the former president of this sovereign independent country. Thank God Almighty, a living former president, current vice president, current pro tem, and the rest of the designations. You know what it means to have a former president sitting there? You go back into history and watch Jimmy Carter funeral. See the number of persons in terms of leadership and the recognition. Former President Weah goes there. He followed the protocol. He could have diverted, but under no condition he needed to divert, because that's what the protocol is, given his stature and former president. So he went with a full recognition of the current leadership. Listen to him.
His Excellency President Joseph Obaka, Excellency Vice President members of the House of Representatives, Madam Pro Tempore, the members of the Senate, Associate Justice, His Honor President, Madam Superintendent, other officials of government here present, the members of the diplomatic corps, Mr. Johnson, the members of the Crew family, traditional chiefs and elders, the people of Nima County, members of the Cook Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Did not President Weah recognize the current president, the current vice president, the current chief justice, and the current pro tem and the rest of the people? Did he not? He did. He recognized them, and all of them heard it loud and clear. And I should give credit to the organizers of the PA system. It's one of the best we have seen. Clear. All of the speakers were clear. So they heard Mr. President sitting down. He heard the former president, his colleague, recognizing him, giving him the due respect and honor befitting a current president and every other person. Why did President Weah do that? Because that's the standard. The current president goes to the podium with grudge. We are into the politics, and I'm telling you how this country now, for the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, if going come down to do extraordinary miracle, this country is finished. It is finished. Can you imagine a current president allow himself to be used to divide the country in a way that it will be hard to reconcile? And thank God, everybody speaking of it now, everywhere they seen it clear. At first, Unity Party people used to say that George Weah was unreconciliatory. George Weah kept grudge. George Weah, they had all the lies to put on Weah. But you see, listen, that's what God said. Count it all joy if they're lying on you. Count it all joy if they bring all kinds of things against you. With time, I will exonerate you. That's why God said, never ever revenge for yourself. Anything people say to you, you leave it. Whatever they do, you leave it. Because it is the same God who will exonerate you with time. Now, all that they said, we will keep speech from people. We can keep speech. We can hear gossip. He can listen to gossip. All of those things now. The man who can keep grudge, the man who they say he's clean from in out. Yeah. In clear view of everybody, the man showed the grudge that he has. The man goes to the rostrum or the podium. The man refused. He refused to call the name George Weah. The name Weah, according to Boaga, will not come from him up. And when I tell you, you ain't believe it. I tell you, I said, Joe, Boaga can speak to Weah. Boaga can speak to Ellie. I don't know what kind of grudge. What did two people did to this man? Listen to the man's salutation. Yeah, the man. The man avoided calling Weah name, and that is immature, that is irresponsible, that is unethical, that is immoral. He refused to call the name Weah. Listen how he said it.
With sympathy, we widow and the family and friends, supporters, and the people of Nima County, to our departed former president, to the members.
Yeah, he said former president, listen, that not me. This is not a makeup. Yeah, listen.
To the members of the diplomatic corps, former president, former president, former president, former president, former president, to former president, former president, former president.
Who was the former president sitting over there? George Weah. George Weah. What would it have caused President Joseph Boakai to say former President George Weah or former President Weah? What would it have caused him? He is the leader of this country. He is the chief reconciler. Nobody initiates reconciliation than the president. He takes the first step. If the president will go publicly to avoid name calling, then what are we to say? What are we? It's not surprised when I heard that from him. He intentionally avoided calling the name Weah. For him, the Weah should not come from his mouth. He preferred to call anybody name, but Weah name should not come from his mouth. That's the precedent we have. That's the doctor, because they confer doctorate degrees on him. What a shame. What a disgrace. Then, here's the next part. Please play a King's Cash giveaway. We are giving out 10,000. Dial star 799 star 100 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. We are giving out 10,000. Play. You see what is happening in the country. I'm not talking in this thing. I'm not talking anymore. I'm telling you, just play. I know the reason why I'm telling you to play. Just play. They say a hint to a wise is quite sufficient. Just play. Dial star 799 star 100 hash and just play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Yes. Nothing I'm talking today besides this thing. This is the topical issue. I'm not adding anything. Israel deal with it. I am dealing with it. AB will deal with it tonight. That's the topical issues. The other political issues, don't worry. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about those issues. But this one, we will fix this country. And Mr. President said we'll build this country? Yes. And Mr. President said no business as usual? Yes. So when he engaging in business as usual, we'll correct him. When he engaging into acts that are inimical to the state, we will correct him. Oh, yes. Mr. Where is he? Yayo. So it was time for tribute. Thomas Yaya Nimle, who led one of the factions, took to the podium. And he was very clear. He made it clear that Prince Johnson died from Unity Party pressure. He did not hide it. He said it. He said, former president Ellen Salif, the late senator, flew with them to buy time. They saw the need, even though he sounded a bit rhetorical in that. I may not agree with him when he used that expression of buying time. So the two former presidents saw reason. Listen, President Weah's position was that the country agreed on TRC. So how then we were just in a twinkling of an eye trash that out in bring war crime score? I have President Weah's voice. I have the pro tem then Abochie on. I have almost everybody voices on that whole stuff. So Weah's position was clear. Ellen too, she probably based our argument on that too, TRC, but Weah was very definitive everywhere he went and raised that issue. Even at the United Nations, in his address, he highlighted it. And he expressed the need for reconciliation in Liberia. And he initiated reconciliatory gatherings. So when Thomas Yaya Nimlin said, oh, he bought time, well, anyway, it was his choice of words. But he did not buy time with Weah. Weah knew what came out of the TRC hearings. So he insisted on TRC mechanism, the Palava Hot mechanism. That's what we are insisted on. Not that the War Crimes Code was something that was pressuring Weah. No. I know that for a fact because we follow everything and I have records to that. Weah insisting was TRC Palava Hot mechanism. So Prince Johnson did not buy time with Weah from Weah. No, Weah insisted this is what the people of Liberia agree upon. I can't push it aside to put sentiment in it to satisfy a few group of people who want War Crimes Code. So those who want War Crimes Code, they can go and establish it. But we're going with the TRC mechanism. And Weah was right, and he insisted. So Prince Johnson did not buy time with Weah. No. As much as the tribute was right from Yaya Nimler, but I beg to differ with him on that. Prince Johnson did not buy time with Weah. Weah acted in line with the moral norms, the laws of the country. They said TRC, that's what the country decided. So why would Weah leave from there and go, only a dictator can do that, and Weah is not a dictator. So yeah, it's Yaya Nimle. The man made it clear that Prince Johnson died from pressure. Prince Johnson died from Unity Party pressure. In essence, Unity Party killed the man.
So every time a presidential candidate came and he would go and say, I will make you president, but I want you to buy me time. He did that with President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And President Sirleaf at the time that there were 15,000 UN soldiers in this country, that she had the opportunity to execute war crime. And she said to him, when you make me president, I will buy you time. And he went from village to village to campaign for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to be president because he wanted time. President Johnson became president and she bought him time for 12 years. People went to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and they said, why aren't you bringing war crime code? He said, look at the country. Nobody is talking about war crime. People are worried about the next daily bread. They worry about their children going to school. They worry about hospitals. So Prince Johnson bought time for 12 years. And when Ellen Johnson left power, President Weah came and his program, Propo, and he went and said, if that is Propo, then I think that's the man I can talk to. I need to buy some time. He went to President Weah and said, I'll make you president. I want to buy time to serve my people. And President Weah said, when you make me president, I will buy you time. He got out into Nima County in Liberia, he campaigned, and President Weah became president. And when the citizens asked President Weah said, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf came here and spent 12 years and did not bring war crime code. I am not bringing war crime code. Senator Johnson enjoyed 6 years building schools and relating to his people. When President Weah time ended, he heard about rescue mission. He said, Weah, I'm not going to support you. I'm going to go to rescue because I want to be rescued. He went to rescue and did more than what he did for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Weah. He produced a vice president and produced a president simultaneously. And he was promised time. But when the time came, the time that was promised him was never given. Senator Johnson was troubled. He called me 10 o'clock in the night. And he said, distinguished. And I said, my brother. Every time he calls me distinguished. And I will respond, say, my brother. What is the problem? He said, I'm troubled. I was promised time. I was not given time. And now we're talking about war crime code. And I said to him, when they touch you, they will touch me. Nobody will prosecute you. He said, are you sure? And I said, go and sleep. The following 2-3 days, he called me. Every week, Senator Johnson will call me 2 or 3 times around 9, 10 o'clock at night. And I was always say to him, you will not be prosecuted.
So they said the man lied. They said it was a politically motivated tribute. All of them descended on Yahya Nimle. They never had the least thought that this is a funeral. This is our funeral. We have to be mindful. The first thing first, when you're burying such a figure, register in your mind that not all the tributes will go well or will meet your taste. So brace yourself for some, and that you will not react on the spot. That's what mature people do. But what happened? Because all of them are immature, they turn the funeral into a reactionary platform. So Yahya Nimle got through with his tribute. Then the man who say he's speaker, the man who say he highly educated, he has all of the degrees, the man who say he has taught and teaching university students, the man who say he's speaker. I don't know why he's not in America. I thought Richard Kun should be in America as speaker to attend the inauguration. Why he said in Ghana he flew? He are having press conferences all over the place. Or you can go to attend Donald Trump inauguration and he speak up for Liberia. The man goes to react. Hey man, why would you do that? Somebody, I'm sitting at a funeral and that person says that, and they call me to give my tribute. I'm not going to give the least attention to that person. Listen, you know how you can make a person small? People not immature. It's not elevating them. When you react, then you elevating. In essence, you're saying the person is far important than you. What the person has said has so much substance than you think you have. Mature people don't. They leave it. In essence, they tell you that it is your opinion. But because they wanted to gain relevance, they wanted to create, and they created a showmanship and not a federal political contestation. Who can speak well or who know more? Who can? That's what they were doing over there. Listen to the man who said he's speaker. He reacted against Yahya Nimle.
But we as politicians mount the pulpit and want to convince the constituents that we are saying the truth, especially when the body cannot speak. Senator Thomas Yahya Nimle, you troubled Senator Johnson. Why did you trouble Senator Johnson? Because you had no right of fixing your signature to the resolution. If you knew that the resolution troubled Senator Johnson, you were not a true friend. You had no right of fixing your signature to the resolution. And don't come here and filibuster because the dead body cannot speak. Thank you.
Y'all listen to the speaker? Immaturity in high places. Yeah, God. Heavenly Father, please have mercy on this country. Dull. D-U-L-L. Dull. You see what they did with Prince Johnson funeral? Now, these people are living. Ask any one of them, would you like your funeral to be like this when you die? Nobody will ever tell you that if I die, my funeral should be like this. But you saw what they did to the man. Then came Mr. Vice President with his reaction too. Let me say this, his tribute was in twofold. Listen, you can never ever do that. The most sycophantic person I saw at that funeral was Vice President Jeremiah Kun. He stayed seeking favor. He has not come to the realization that he is Vice President. He has not come to the realization that Joseph Walker can't get rid of him now. But he feels that probably he's unsettled and he buying sympathy from the president's state. Every time he goes to speak, whole day, every day, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President. At the funeral, The man turned Joseph Boakai into the guest of honor at the funeral. He turned Joseph Boakai into the guest of honor. You're about to listen to it. So if Joseph Boakai had not gone to that funeral, Prince Johnson's funeral would have been dull, or nobody would have gone there. Is that what Jeremiah Kuhn told us? President, thank you, Mr. President, for coming. Mr. President, your presence here today. Mr. President, ego. Amen. What kind of thing we in so? Rescue. Let me not talk much. I hope that you're playing your King's Cash giveaway, so we'll get your 10,000. That star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That's all, and then you can get your 10,000 and pay whatever tribute you can pay positively onto yourself. Listen to the VP.
Mr. President, I want to start by saying thank you. Thanks for being here today.
What has it got to do? So, Prince Johnson, under no condition, Boakai will have stayed away. Boakai is the president of this country. Boakai is the leader. The only way that Boakai would not have been at that funeral, except he was out of the country on significant assignment that would not allow him to be in the country as per his schedule. But once the president is in the country, and Prince Johnson died ahead, so even if the president had some engagements, he would have made adjustment. So there is no way that the president would not have gone at Prince Johnson's funeral. That the vice president would portray it like Prince Johnson's funeral, or Boakai being at Prince Johnson's funeral, give it the color and the flurry and the attention that the people saw. That's how he portrayed it. What the man was doing, as you listen to him, that he has not realized yet that he is a certain vice president, that he's secure, he's reserved, he's talking like somebody who not too sure of his position, that anytime he can take him from there, so he playing the lip service. That's exactly what he's doing. He's playing the lip service. Listen.
Mr. President, I want to start by saying thank you. Thanks for being here today. Your being here today, Mr. President, shows how much you respected Senator Johnson.
That is a blatant lie. Blatant lie. That is a blatant lie. And listen, the man contradicted himself many times. The man confirmed that Boakai was not speaking to him, was not speaking to Prince Johnson for several months. Since Boakai ascended, he confirmed it in his own tribute. The person who wrote that tribute for him, the person really confusing, or if he went extempo, then he need not go extempo at any and every occasion. The man confirmed. Listen carefully. I'm not going to talk again. Just listen to it. You will hear him confirming when he came to say, oh, Mr. President, Prince Johnson, Governor Prince Johnson left your children in your hand, meaning day now. You hear him saying that.
I want to say thank you. Senator Nimler, I want to say thank you. When you were speaking and got to the part that said, why you can't forgive Senator Johnson. I thought you were going to wake up. Then I remember Senator Johnson was dead, because you would never accept that he was guilty. He was never guilty. And because you are never guilty, he signed a war crime code because he wanted to go to court and tell the people of this country that he defended this county and his people. And so he was never guilty. Senator, you are dead. And I know if you will wake up to respond immediately, because that's the guy you were. But you left your children here. And that's why I would say it for you, because you can't speak now. You are not guilty. You are never guilty. There is no court in this country or internationally that found you guilty. That's why we celebrate you as our hero. Maybe apart from the death of the late William V. Tubman, if it ever came close. There's no former leader who have died that received the guilty. That's why we celebrate you. Speak now. You are not guilty. You are never guilty. There is no court in this country or internationally that found you guilty.
No, the vice president, I hope that he sat and gave this a careful thought. No, it was irrational. Irrational means that you're not figuring out well. You won't think about it well before moving to say it. That's what irrationality is. Listen, Prince Johnson was never put on trial. Prince Johnson was never ever put on trial. Prince Johnson was never ever put on trial. Everything the vice president said, it was confused. Something he even know the legal part of it.
You are not guilty. You are never guilty.
Did anybody put Senator Johnson on trial? No, he did not go on trial. So how can he say he wasn't guilty? He's not guilty. He is a hero. He wasn't convicted to be acquitted as a hero. No, he wasn't. If the man was put on trial, try and acquitted of all of the charges, then you can say this and people will agree with you. So that one, Mr. Vice President, the person who put it in your speech, the person put it there to make fun of you, that is a lie. He wasn't put on trial. To be guilty of something, you must have gone on trial. You are tried and the court found you guilty legally and you are convicted or you are acquitted.
There is no court in this country or internationally that found you guilty. That's why we celebrate you as our hero. Maybe apart from the death of the late William V.S. Tubman, if it ever came close. There's no former leader who have died that received the kind of support and crowd and honor that this hero of Nimba is receiving. If you were opportune to follow us across this county, if you enter in Ganta the day we enter, you will know that a tree has fallen. You will know that a hero has gone to rest. If you went to Saniquale, you went to Cample, you went to Ban, Sacre-Pied, the people of Tabata are even blaming me why we didn't take Senator Johnson to Tabata. The people of Yahweh Menstrual. And so Senator was never guilty. He's a hero, and that's why we'll bury him as a hero. Senator, I remember you said to me, Jerry, the day I die, my work will not be a small one. There will be people there who will be happy that I'm dead. There will be people who will be crying that I'm dead. There will be...
They were... I can dispute that. Some people can give out their will and wish and say something before their death, and those things can come to pass. Sometimes they just say it through joke. So I can dispute that. But to say that people be happy, that happy there, that them, you saw what they did. Nobody was mourning over there. Nobody except, with the exception of President Weah and his entourage, the rest of the people, they were not mourning. So that prophecy that Prince Johnson gave, according to the vice president, that people will be happy at his funeral, that's what he's saying. So they are happy. The man gone. And let me impute this before I forget. Nimba County has fallen. Hey, we'll talk about that. The county has fallen. Let's see who can resurrect Nimba County equal to the late Senator Prince Johnson.
Mess view. Senator, I saw it today. People who said they would never speak to you and myself till they died. They are here. They were here. Senator, you are truly a prophet. You saw everything beyond your death. Thank you for the man you were. Mr. President, thank you for your personal contribution. If it weren't for your personal contribution today, the honor we gave our leader, maybe we wouldn't have done it the way we did it.
You see, how can a vice president say that? How can a vice president of a country say that? So in essence, he's saying that it was Bwaka who buried Prince Johnson. I can see why Dillon said that the man went to him begging job for his daughter. I can see why they say all those awful things about Senator Johnson. I can see. So they were truly making mockery of the man. Apparently, they knew that this man would not have survived a year or two. So they were making mockery of him. Why will you say this? Even if Bwaka contributed, Bwaka has to do, it's not a personal thing. Bwaka is the president of Liberia. The government goes in. The man was state property. He worked in the Liberian Senate. He became a doyen senator, one of the longest serving senators, if not the longest serving senator, apart from his war days life. Even if government didn't put a dime there, or the legislature did not put a dime there, Prince Johnson would have been buried, given a befitting burial financially. Why impute money? And why attribute it to the president? That he portraying it like the money that Boaga put there. That's why you saw Prince Johnson's funeral was so colorful. Amen. Vice President. Oh God.
People will be crying that I'm dead. There will be mixed views. Senator, I saw it today. People who said they would never speak to you and myself till they died. They are here. They were here.
Yeah. Indirectly, he was talking to his boss. His boss never spoke to Prince Johnson until he died. There are certain things you can say in tribute. You just because you might be talking to your own self. Oh, yeah. Prince Johnson made it clear. We have Prince Johnson on record. He said Boaga called a speak from him. Boaga take his number from his phone. He now called. The next portion I'm about to play about the VP, he himself confirmed it. Too many contradictions.
Senator, you are truly a prophet. You saw everything beyond your death. Thank you for the man you were. Mr. President, thank you for your personal contribution. If it weren't for your personal contribution today, the honor we gave our leader, maybe we wouldn't have done it the way we did it.
You hear it? If it wasn't for your personal contribution, so that Joe Boaga personal contribution, that Joe Boaga money, bury Prince Johnson, you're right. Jeremiah, you will be president, good, you hear? Let me tell you, United Party has strong men. If you think Boaga will put you up, if you think Boaga will hold your hand for president, that La Gafan there, the rest of the people there. So get to know now. Let's move now to the one he confirmed. He said people who were not speaking to the senator are here at the funeral. Hear him confirming contradictorily that Boaga was not speaking to his political god. Here's the next part of it.
Mr. President, one morning, Senator Johnson called me again. That get yourself ready to be senator. Mr. President, he announced it. I went to the election and I won. And I became senator. Mr. President, at the end of 2022, around December, Senator Johnson called me in the morning through Melvin Yelu and said, Jerry, get yourself prepared for leadership. I want you to run for the presidency. And I asked him, I said, President for what team, Mr. Senator? And he asked me, are you a friend? I said, I'm not a friend, Senator, but he just said president. He said, President of Liberia. He said, MDR. I'm the leader of MDR. I contested the presidency 2 times in this country. I came both third and fourth. I'm getting older. I want you to go for it. Mr. President, we came to Gumpa here. Senator Johnson cast the white ballot and told the Nima people that this was your political leader of the MDR. Mr. President, right after that, when I got in Maria, you called me and said, Jerry, I need to see you. And I went to your house. I remember it was around 11 p.m. at night. And you said, Jerry, you need to support me. I need your support. And I said, Mr. President, I supported you 2017. Let me talk to my big brother, my father, my godfather. Let me hear what he has to say. I will revert to you. I called Senator Johnson in the morning. I said, Senator, I got a call from former Vice President Boaga last night. And he asked me to support him. Senator Johnson said, let's support him. Gave me his number. I lost his number since 2017. I have not spoken to him. I gave you a number, Mr. President. He tried calling you. Apparently, you were busy doing something. You and I around your phone. And he called me back, saying, I've called the former Vice President numerous times. He has not answered my phone. I said, let me call Mr. Jacob Kabakoli. I called Jake and told him, Senator Johnson was calling former Vice President Boaga. And then you returned the call, Mr. President. Mr. President, on that call, he was upfront with you that Nimba will support you. And he did. Mr. President, I say this to say the Nimba people at night. And you said, Jerry, you need to support me. I need your support. And I said, Mr. President, I supported you 2017. Let me talk to my big brother, my father, my godfather. I want you to go for it. Mr. President, we came to Gumpa here. Senator Johnson cast the white ballot and told the Nima people that this was your political leader of the MDR. Mr. President, right after that, when I got in Maria, you called me and said, Jerry, I need to see you. And I went to your house. I remember it was around 11 p.m. at night. And you said, Jerry, you need to support me. I need your support. And I said, Mr. President, I supported you 2017. Let me talk to my big brother, my father, my godfather. Let me hear what he has to say. I will revert to you. I called Senator Johnson in the morning. I said, Senator, I got a call from former Vice President Weah last night.
Listen, he's about to confirm. The man who said people who were not speaking to the late Senator Prince Johnson are sitting here at your funeral. Yeah. The man about to confirm that he very boss man. He quoted Senator Johnson as saying, after he said, oh, let me do the connection. Then he said that the senator said, for I don't know how many months, he said every time he called Weah can answer his phone. The man, Weah, one of those who caught a speech from the man. So Jeremiah Kuhn was referring to his own bossman too as cutting a speech from the late senator. He never spoke to Senator Johnson until he died. You know what I mean? It's that the last thing you ever do, and God in heaven forbids that. You read it in the Bible. That's why he said, if you have anything against anybody, take it from your heart before. Never ever allow a person to die. And you have grudge with that person, you have beef with that person, and then you go at the funeral. What it simply means is you now go to see truly that my enemy is off the earth now. I am excited. That's what it means. You never, those of you who are listening, hold grudge. Don't hold grudge for anybody. Whatever you get against people, go and reconcile. Even if somebody has something against you, just go there and say, brother, this is the situation. I forgive you. If anybody hates you, just say, I leave it with God. Hold nothing in your heart. Do not hold any God, because you can never tell. And if you don't, I am a Christian. You read it, it's in the Bible. If you have grudge against somebody, you call a speak from somebody, you don't speak to that person die. Listen, God is not going to hold it against that person. He will use it against you. I will show you the verse, you will read it. So you will say, oh, the man about to confirm that Weah was never ever speaking. In fact, this is not the news. Everybody knows. Listen to him.
He asked me to support him. Senator Johnson said, let's support him. Gave me his number. I lost his number since 2017. I have not spoken to him. I gave you a number, Mr. President. He tried calling you. Apparently, you were busy doing something. You and I around your phone. He called me back, say, I've called the former vice president numerous times. He has not answered my phone. I gave you a number, Mr. President. He tried calling you. Apparently, you were busy doing something. You and I around your phone.
That lie. He tried to color it that way. He tried to make it that way at the funeral. Consciously, he knew when he arrived at this point, he knew that what he was saying now was against Weah. So he said, he tried to color it, he tried to play the smart. He thought that he would have sounded more rhetorical, or what they call sophistry. Those people, they know how to change words, they know how to make things look fine. But they're saying it against you, that you will even praise them. That's what they call the sophistry. So he knew. So he said, apparently you were busy. You were with the person. That is a lie. Weah was never busy. Weah intentionally, willfully, unregrettably cut a speech from Senator Johnson. Yeah, he confirming again.
And he called me back, say, I've called the former vice president numerous times. He has not answered my phone. And he called me back, say, I've called the former vice president numerous times. He has not answered my phone. And he called me back, say, I've called the former vice president numerous times. He has not answered my phone. And he called me back, say, I've called the former vice president numerous times. He has not answered my phone. And he called me back, say, I've called the former vice president numerous times. He has not answered my phone. And he called me back, say, I've called the former vice president numerous times. He has not answered my phone. I said, let me call Mr. Jacob Kabakoli. I called Jake and told.
So why now assume, according to this vice president, assume that Baraka was busy? Why did the women? Because people were lying many times, the women looked into it and developed a new innovation. At first, we did not have missed call. It is based on that they put missed call on the phone. And they created a space by which name can be written. So if I have your number in my phone and there's a missed call, I will see your name. The reason for that, so that I will know who called and to return the call. That's why people can return call. Why people can say, oh, I'm not answering strange calls. Strange calls means the name, there's no name attached. But when name attached, then they can respond. So let's assume the president was busy. He was not busy perpetually. Let's assume he didn't have his phone. Somebody had a phone, and once that missed call is saying, they will go and tell him when he finished, Mr. President, Senator Johnson was calling to you, or Senator Johnson wants to talk to you. He was not busy at all. So why did the president go, why did he, vice president, pass through Jacob Akoli? If Bwaka was busy to answer this call, if Bwaka did not do it intentionally, why would he, vice president, pass through Jacob Akoli as the third party to get Bwaka speaking to the senator? You think with stupid in a plane, you think you're dealing with stuptitious and stooges, eh? I beg you, yeah. Let's sit down.
I said, let me call Mr. Jacob Kabakoli. I called Jake and told him Senator Johnson was calling former Vice President Bwaka. And then you return the call, Mr. President. Mr. President, on our call, he was upfront with you. That member will support you. And he did. Mr. President, I say this to say the Nimba people are your children. Senator Johnson show you as our father, and we are your children.
So Bwaka was not speaking to the man until he died. Everyone knows that. It's not news. The vice president when they confirm it. Yeah. So why? Thank you, Josephus. Why the vice president didn't call the president and say the senator wants to speak to you? Why would he go through? Why did he go through Jacob Akoli? The man's funeral was a fake. Bwaka has to be careful with Jeremiah Kun. Listen, watch it. A person who engages into lip service is never a faithful servant. Everything about the VP that pretends lip service. Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, thank you for being here. Mr. President, you are not coming to this funeral. Mr. President, thank you for your support. The Bwaka money buried Prince Johnson is already. So you're telling us that Prince Johnson was in poverty, Prince Johnson was poverty stricken? Amen. The man that good. The people gave tribute at the Senate. They messed everything up. They disgraced the man. Vice President inserted himself into the situation, say he overseeing everything. Look at the kind of thing he goes to say at the man's funeral. I'll go to Mr. President, yeah? Then we'll open the line. Where is Mr. President paying his tribute? Where Mr. President? The way the man started the tribute. Anyway, you hold on here. You hold on. And I told you that Weah. Let's go back to Weah. Let's go back to where we started. In the next few minutes, let me do this. Didn't I tell you that Weah is charismatic by nature? It was not a practice something. Or what you see of Weah is not practice. It is natural and supernatural. That's how he was born. That's the gift and grace and providential care that God rests upon him. You have people like that. You have few people like that on earth. Not everybody has the same gift. There are people who are gifted. And no matter what you do, no matter what you say, whether the person in or out, it can never leave them. Even when they go under the ground, they stay, the spirit exists, stay charismatically. The man goes to the funeral. Nobody has time for Bwaka. Everybody chanting the man's name. The people end up saying, they were chanting, "We are with sorry, oh, Papa, we sorry, oh, please forgive us." Oh. At the funeral,
His Honor, Yami Kwekwe Baisi, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia.
you hear them? Under the MC voice, you hear the clearer one. Our pa sorry that we are say our pa sorry we made mistake. Our pa sorry we made mistake to elect the people. That our godfather came here and said we must vote for them. We made mistake. We never knew that the thing are coming to happen. So Papa we sorry that we are they were talking to. They were begging we are the man just relax. No, I mean when God with you, yeah. When you get God with you curse.
Supreme Court of Liberia to pay a tribute on behalf of contribution. 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 To pay a tribute on behalf of contribution.
Right there, the people close to the podium where Bwaka was sitting, along with the other dignitaries, they chanting, or they chanted, "Our pa sorry, we made mistake. Our pa sorry, we made mistake." They kept on increasing their voices. Bwaka was embarrassed. He was embarrassed. You know what it means? Oh, come on. The same thing. Let me tell you, that put it in a football context, then we open. You know what Ronaldo always felt bad? Everywhere Ronaldo went, the people would chant. When Ronaldo is playing on a stadium, Messi is not in that same stadium. Barcelona is not playing. But the opposite fans, you hear them chanting, "Messi, Messi." When Ronaldo touched the ball, "Messi, Messi." That thing traumatized Ronaldo for most part of his football career. That's the same thing with Bwaka and Weah. This is why I told you, you see it now, that why we are keeping quiet. Not necessarily he can move that some of these things. His presence creates uneasiness for Bwaka. The people, when we are somewhere, the people see Weah as the president. They don't see Bwaka as the president. Everywhere Weah goes, Bwaka around, they chant Weah's name. They shout Weah's name. Bwaka to the place, like he not president to the place. Bwaka go quiet, nobody get time. Just how nobody clap for Jeremiah Kun at the Ghanaian parliament or inauguration when they call his name. Nobody. We have seen leaders going to funeral. The people starting. When we are president, Ellen went to several funerals. The people line up. Ellen going in her convoy, the people waving, they clapping, they shouting, they calling her name, Mama Ellen, Mama Ellen. We are went to several funerals here. No way for the convoy to pass. The people on the road. We saw it here. Funeral. The people shouting for the leader. You can see the excitement. Bwaka goes to a funeral. Nobody get time for him. Nobody. You know what that shows? Everything you see is a sign. I told you that God works with sign. What you saw on Saturday, a lesson for Bwaka that Nima Kante right now, Nima Kante can be the same. Those votes that they got for Nima Kante, 2029, except God gave to them. Nima Kante right now, if for anybody, Nima Kante don't have the leader. We were talking about that in the editions ahead of us. But don't worry. We'll look at it. We'll look at the regional politics. But I can tell you just a hint. Nima has fallen. Did I bring Bwaka, the president eulogy? Or it was the salutation? Okay, let me just bring the eulogy, and then we can go to the line. Yeah, his eulogy is necessary. So you the man what he said about the senator. The people not regretting the senator's death. They didn't regret it at all. They don't regret it. They don't regret it. Here is the president and his tribute.
Senator Prince Weah Johnson was a man of many complexities, someone whose life was shaped by the intricacies of his history. His role in Liberia's political evolution was nothing short of impactful, and he will forever be etched in the annals of our national story. His presence in political arena was both commanding and formidable. Senator Johnson had an extraordinary ability to rally people. His political acumen and a capacity to connect with the masses earned him admiration from his supporters and respect from even his critics. It was this very strength, his remarkable ability to influence and lead, that allowed him not only to Nimba County, but across Liberia. His leadership transcended regional lines, and he became a key figure in shaping our democratic practice. Senator Johnson's past is intertwined with some of the painful chapters of our country's history. As someone who ultimately embraced the path of peace, and it is important to acknowledge that in his later years, Senator Johnson worked diligently to promote healing in our nation. He often described himself as a man of peace, someone who had witnessed the consequences of division and sought to bridge those gaps through reconciliation. One of his significant contributions to the nation before his passing was his public support for the establishment of the War Crimes Court of Liberia, which he endorsed as a senator by approving the legislature joint resolution.
You're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 20th day of January 2025. Let's turn to you now. And I say it's the only thing we've got other things on our plate, but we have to exhaust this to give you a raw picture or a real picture of what unfolded, to tell you where the country is. The country division is widening by the day. No one has initiated that, but the current government. All of those claims and accusations and lies they brought against former President Weah, that he kept grudge, he cut off speech from people, he was not speaking to his colleagues, he was not speaking to even some of his officials. Yeah, they are. When we tell you that they use those things as weapons so that they will achieve their goal, and they did, you can't believe it. That is why I tell you that focus on the issues. Don't call and be causing Bwaka. You get rid of people by just focusing on the issues. The people they are giving you the issues to capitalize on for ascendancy. But you will leave that and just fill yourself with hurt, with pains and frustration. You causing Bwaka whole day. Forget about that. Go to the issue. You see what they're doing. They said we are recording all speech from people. Broad day. Bwaka refused to recognize, to call the name Weah. That tells you that Bwaka does not in any way like Weah, and Weah will never have any. You know It was just because of funeral. But Bwaka don't want to see himself sitting in any gathering with Weah. What happened on Saturday? That's what it means. Even if you have hate for the person, the institution requires that you speak to the person. In office, like what we are now, everybody here, along the way, we can have reservations with each other. But it doesn't say you can speak to the person. You have to. There's no way you can cut off because you're in the same terrain. Whether you like it or not, you can have your disagreement with the person, but it doesn't give you any right to cut off from the person because you will need the person. You have to speak to the person. You have to ask the person, I need you to do this, or did you do that? It's the same way with the presidency. You never ever cut off from your colleague or colleagues. Let's get to the line and get your opinion. You will not stay long. You just have to say it right and say it as best as you can. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sam Andrew.
Let's hear you.
Good afternoon to the King's FM family. This is the voice of Sabu Rasta joining you for 0.4 to be exact this afternoon in Zimbabwe. You know, Sam Andrew, I follow you this God Sunday. You know, Sam Andrew, let me say this. If God wasn't God, and I believe in my mind, Lucifer are going to take over both heaven and on earth. Why am I saying this? Because Jeremiah being a man and Prince Johnson being a man, that's why Jeremiah have taken the glory of Prince Johnson.
Okay,
Jeremiah
thank you.
has no contribution in our politics. But today, see Jeremiah how greedy he is. That's where he is for power.
All right, thank you, sir.
Doing everything, Sam Andrew. That's why I love Sam Andrew. You know, Sam Andrew, I really love it because you speak the truth. You know, Jeremiah is so greedy for power, Sam Andrew. That's why you see he's proceeding the way he's proceeding.
Thank you,
Can you imagine how people say that you should give the man the flower whenever the man is alive?
Sabu Rasta. Sabu Rasta. Sabu Rasta, I beg you, hold on. I'll not cut you off. Hold on. I want to ask you something. One of my friends was raising this concern. He follows all of the show, Israel show, my show, AB show in the evening, and he said he likes your zest, your resolve by calling to speak to the issues. But what he was concerned about, he said your name says Sabu Rasta. So he was asking me. He said the man say he needs Sabu Rasta. How you will get Sabu and he Rasta, he get Rasta again? So please answer the man because he's listening right now. The man who are following the show.
Thank you. The reason why I got Sabu and I got Rasta because President Weah, I love President Weah. Let's say President Weah went among the Weah people. Can you imagine President Weah went among the Weah people? Can you imagine a black people who went among the Weah people today to become war bands and begin European bands and then become head of state? That man is a great man. That's why I decided to be a Sabu and become a Rasta.
So
I'm finding a great man, a man who I put my trust into because I believe that this man is a great man.
Okay, that's the reason you call yourself Sabu Rasta.
That's the reason I'm Sabu and Rasta because President Weah is going to deliver the Liberian people. Let me tell you.
Okay, no, that the understanding I want Sabu Rasta. Thank you. The man heard you now. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, cut off your radio.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's hear you.
Show I'm Drew. My name is Johnson. I'm in the Banner District 11, handled by Richard Kuhn, the hard tackle. You know, people they are confused. Actually, you know when God is beating people, they can be disgraced. They are not going on grace. That's the reason why they behave the way they behave. Look at how the kind of way Richard Kuhn was speaking. They say that someone who came from who are now graduated from elementary school, and they will say grace. Look at how you were speaking. Get an elementary student. He's going to call to refer to Senator Thomas Yayan. Is that why you went there for? You want to get tribute. And you're going to respond to somebody who is saying, why you can't tell your own? The man say your own. Then the president who come in to talk the book man, someone who on the water. You see those people that want to get they want to plan food the Malian also in Liberian, but it's very hard. You know you cannot have truth. Whenever lie say truth go and wear it, you will know when you can't close. When you distance, you will not know when you can't close. You will know that lie where truth go. So the one that they cannot have on a shadow. so we know what,
All right,
who
Chief.
they are.
Thank you.
Our content is-
Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Philip Tamba. I'm calling from Upper Carwell.
Let's hear you, Mr. Tamba.
Thank you so much for your program. What I was interested in that entire tribute was that Koga, who has been campaigning traditionally, he was already recognized. He was jumping on Senator Johnson body. My first time to see Koga because he want to become the next senator of Nimba. You're trying to portray the traditional norms. Okay, and when it comes to Jeremiah Sam, he insulted the elders. If you listen to him, he said somebody 1 week job now. He said nothing pay by it. That was an insult to the elders of Nimba, and which is very wrong. It's not because now you want to become a political godfather for Nimba, then you try to insult the elders. And sometimes the way he do his public speech, really, I don't know if whether Kong has went to school.
All right, Chief.
He was too
Thank
emotional.
you.
No, he was too emotional.
Okay.
Then,
thank you.
My own field representative in this 11, because I live in this 11, I just the speaker try to even intimidate Yaya Nimle. He don't know that Yaya Nimle is a rock. He don't know.
Okay,
he don't know he's a boy for Yaya Nimle. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam.
Yes.
My name is Hussein Kew. I call you from Jacobstown District 2.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Thank you. I listened to the different analysis, but let me use this opportunity to extend my condolences again to the people of Nimba and the Johnson family. I think my brother lost a great son, and he made, positive contributions to many lives today. I listened to you when you try to analyze the president's speech. The president cannot go about calling individual names. The person who was more victimized in a particular place was the Johnson family, the widow. And he even said the widow, he didn't call Mr. Johnson. Because any attempt by the president to even be mentioning names that will not be called, they're going to have the same concern you're raising. So this is why former President Weah is a friend to the late Johnson. So he said friends, family, and the widow. He was very clear. But if you want to reduce the president to calling a former president Weah name, then I think that's unfair to the president.
All right, sir.
That's been very unfair.
Okay,
the president, especially what his speech was in, he didn't go political. He greeted everybody by groups or groupings.
All right, thank you.
You understand? So let me say thank you. But the president is a Christian. He grew up under a Christian doctrine and principle. This is why he believes in every human being. He's a forgiving man. He loves everybody. And this is why you see the love having an example.
Thank you very much, Jose.
He play in our country.
Thank you. Have a nice Monday.
Thank you.
Rodney Jad, the number, the WhatsApp line is +231 886 30 44 97. That's the WhatsApp line +231 886 40 30 44 97. That's all. +231 886 30 44 97. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Yes, good afternoon.
This is the voice of Peter Signer, joining from Soakland District 4.
Let's hear you.
Mr. Andrews, there is just this thing that caught my attention. The division and tension that this funeral had ignited in the body politics of Nimba. I don't know whether you have noticed that.
Not only Nimba, the entire country. The entire country, not only Nimba.
Exactly.
The country is divided.
I followed one of your sister station this afternoon when there was a topic on a discussion about this same issue. And people were calling from two specific counties. One is Nimba and one is Greenville. You see, we said it to people. If you make somebody who is a confucianist and a division-in-chief or president, you will see the actual nature of fragility in our process. The peace that once protected by former leaders has become more fragile under the leadership of this our president because of one thing. He is a travelist and he's a confucian in chief.
All right, Chief.
Thank you for allowing me the time.
Thank you. Have a nice day. The country is divided. Did you know, or do you know that the launch of the arrest agenda, they never invited anybody from the other side of the divide? It was all Unity Party and international partners. They never invited anybody from the other side of the divide politically. That tells you that the country is divided. So those of you who are in the opposition, you operate your way. The people who are in the government, they operate their way. They brought these claims against Weah during his presidency. What are they doing? They're showing the same thing. They're showing even worse. So that tells you, like AB always said, that it is jealousy. These guys were so jealous because they were not in, and they needed to have been in, and they saw the kind of life. They saw how life sweet, how government life sweet. So they were jealous and saying all kinds of things about CDC people, about Weah. Now they're there. They're doing the same, even worse. President of a country can't speak to former president. Then that country there again. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you. We are famous than a man. Then you acting like you're famous. Yeah, this is Kings 88.5.
Okay, man. Okay, thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for all of your analysis. I'm Gaga John calling from Iron Factory. I don't remember the first day that the late senator passed when our former president went to go speak to the parents and Jeremiah and whosoever they were around, and our former president decided not to shake anyone on him but to bow down. And they had a problem with it. They were all on social media, all radio stations were carrying it. I'm very much ashamed and surprised. And it sounds like a disgrace from the callers that call and say the president has no right to call anybody name, and there was a friend. So when you say friends of the late Prince Johnson,
the United Party, man, what you expect? Thank you.
Know that he was wrong when another one draws. Why is that correct to be people to say we shouldn't be living the kind of life that we live in?
The Unity Party, man. Thank you.
So much.
Hello. Well, but what you expect from Hussein? Hussein, the Unity Party, man. Hello.
Good afternoon, Dr. St. Andrews.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, quickly, people maybe in the names and location with me are anonymous because we live in a country where people go.
No. You call on the show, you call your name. Nobody going after you. Don't create a scene. Nobody will go after you. You call your name. If you can call your name, that thing that you can do, say for security reason, that the other shows you will do it on. You're not doing it on real talk. Real talk, you gotta be real.
For the nation's capital.
Yeah.
Okay, but just say, Andrew, first day, before I fast forward, let me appreciate you for your level of maturity on the platform. Because I know there are some changes they won't call on the show, they won't gain prominence at your explain, but I learned the way you handle the show. Thanks for that. But just say, Andrew, first of all, quickly. You know, it sounds laughable. But politics have been clouding our eyes. Somebody call on the video and say, it's not prudent for the president to call somebody name. But you listen to the next man, when the man talk the podium, the man pay respect, man start calling people in that.
Don't man who's in man. Don't man who's in that Unity Party man, my man. Why are you elevating the man for?
You defend it. You have to defend it wrong.
Okay. All right, Chief. Thank you. Let's go out of Liberia. Y'all get worried about who's here. Hello? Hello,
Mr. Sam.
Yes.
It seemed like you didn't have this. Yeah, this is Mr. John. It seemed like you didn't have our line open though.
Yeah.
The same number over.
Oh, okay. Sorry, man. Sorry. But it's good that you on answer.
Yes, sir. First of all, I want to say thank you for your brilliancy. I mean, I've been listening to you, following you here and there, but you are a brilliant man, gentleman. And thank you for that. People like you we need in the country. So as he was talking, I just kind of figured out that this is the reason why, and solely this is the reason why Joseph Boakai, as the president now, made that statement when he was on the campaign trail, that he would dance, if it caused him to dance with with the devil. So I believe President Baga then the candidate saw Prince Johnson as the devil. He did see him as the devil, and that's why he made that statement. Because I'm going to dance with the devil, I will, just to win the presidency. So after the election, as people were talking about, oh, there was a reason why Baga said he would dance with the devil. After the election, you will not expect him, because quote unquote he felt that Prince Johnson was the devil, to stand around and be hanging with the devil, because people are already calling him out for saying that. So to my understanding, this is one of the main reasons that he stepped away from then the late Senator Prince Johnson. So going at that funeral, he was just going there just to fulfill, ritual as being the president. He could not, like you said, he could not go to that funeral, because people already had that it was because of him and the pressure of his betrayal that made the former senator pass. So I just want to, share that light, and I just want to say thank you for everything.
All right.
I appreciate you, and thanks to your boss man for bringing you here. You really make this Kings FM bright. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Let's get to the women's line. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Yes,
yeah,
good afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good, as you are.
Yeah, and something I would like to say.
What is your name? What is your name?
That's an issue I want to talk on.
What is your name? What is your name?
I cannot call my name because you said nobody should. If you can't call your name, should I talk?
Yeah, you have to call your name. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
This is Ari Johnson calling from the issue.
Let's hear you, Aaron.
Yeah. That way is called like the King Solomon and the dead baby with the two women. The other one say give it to her, and the other one who slept on the baby and Kere said divided into two. Because she didn't have feelings for him. In Jeremiah's statement, he's already running a candidate. He's already announcing his intention and party over there. And the next thing is Jeremiah Kuhn. It just as to Winston Churchman and George Weah at that time when they ran because of Winston Churchman, most people broke away and went to the ANC because they wanted George Weah himself. They did not want Winston Churchman. This is the thing at Jeremiah Kuhn. He can never be Prince Johnson. No matter what he do, Prince Johnson cannot be replaced on the country. So that he political speech. He went slotted to the people are able to say this is the message Prince Johnson left for him. What's the other one when he told you in secret that he was not well done with him? Why he didn't mention in that speech? For all the other speech was Prince Johnson calling the forefather of that country that they should support him. That was his message he wanted to preach out there. And we are smart on monitoring it. They get forward this time.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you call from?
Thank you so much. This is Billy King, and I do join you from a resident somewhere in Morovia. It is quite lovable listening to small guys who are looking for relevance at the expense of other people. Yesterday, you made a case. It was a big issue here when you said George Weah did not shoot Jeremiah Kuhn while he had to put the right hand on his chest and bow. That was not a form of greeting. And we said that putting your hand in your chest and bowing to people is a sign of honor. And President Weah, being a respecter of people, he honored Jeremiah Kuhn. In fact, Jeremiah Kuhn should have been the one to go and meet the former president to shake hands, but not to be standing and he wanted the former president to go to him to go shake hands. No. But he bowed down to him. It was a respect. Today, my own little brother who see Kevo coming on now to tell us, oh, President Weah, but not to be called, but he's their friend. Let me say this to Hussein. You Johnson was never a friend. If you listen to President Weah, he said a father figure. All right? President Weah did not look at him as a friend, but he looked at him as a father figure.
All right,
So
Chief.
you should know very well that Joe Boakai did not call President Weah name when you are addressing the people on the podium. When President Weah mounted the podium, he recognized it as the president of government of Liberia.
Thank you, Chief.
The respect you brought to him when you are about to enter the fence and you say he couldn't enter, the people at Nima stood up and
Thank you, Chief.
Chief.
Thank you. You did well for spicing it up. You have more of this. Don't worry. You people have to get your radio set. You put your radio on. You put it on loud everywhere. Face the issues. It's going to be explosive tonight. So you don't want to miss it. Be like the guy on Randa Street. Like that guy. He sells dry goods on Randa Street. He never go a day without Kings FM on. He puts the radio on loud. And so I took up time with curiosity to find out from him. And he said that he is a fan of the station and the shows. So I said, but you do it, yeah. You do it, yeah, in the day. What's about in the night? Maybe in the night, the day is even small. In the night at his place, his radio is on loud to listen to AB in the night. He say, if I can listen in the day, I put it on in the day loud. There was about in the night when I'm home at my business center and transacting with customers, but I have it on. But then what if I'm home doing nothing? So it's going to be explosive tonight. Be like that guy. Put your radio on, increase the volume, let him hear. Let them hear. You know, when you're saying the truth, it can hurt them, it can get into their soul, their bones, their marrow, their flesh. It can pain a lot. So don't worry. Yeah, you have more of your say on the show this evening. That's why you need not face the issues with AB this evening. There's something I want to share with you. Do you know that Senator Johnson wasn't that free consciously? And he was finding way, despite his political difference with former President Weah, but he soon reached the point that Weah is a good man. He soon realized that most of what he said and what he heard people say about Weah, not all was true. He soon reached the conclusion that truly, you people will have a difference, but it doesn't stop him from doing what he wishes or decides to do for you, or when you are in some kind of problem to help you out. I say this to let you know along the way why Prince Johnson wanted to make amends with former President Weah. I do not know where he saw his death coming, but he just wanted to make things right with the former president. Apparently, do that, then if I'm off, fine. Do you know, I'm not taking calls again, so you'll stop calling. You will have more of the version that you're about to listen to this evening is different from what I'm saying. You're going to hear more. So just relax yourself. Do you know that former President Weah did help Senator Johnson a lot? Now, Weah is not the person to go around bragging that he did this, he did that. Couple of years back, Dillon, then they tried dragging Weah into that thing when he said this, and Weah was just constrained. Because sometimes when people pushing you to the wall, listen, you have to free yourself. But not necessarily it's your character. So they tried dragging Weah into that thing. Weah said they had stuff that came up between he and Dillon with camera days, and it went to this other stuff. But Weah is not the type that when he do something for you, he goes about saying it to people. Because he does it unto God. That's what the Bible says. If you do anything for anybody, just leave it. Even if the person insults you, if the person say all manner of things against you, leave it. The late senator felt that Weah was the devil. He saw Weah as devil, not because all these things happened at his funeral, so we hail him as an immaculate character, an infallible character. No, he had his own awful side. So he saw Weah as the devil that he could no longer be with, and the angel and rescue mission had arrived to deliver him. So he left and went to rescue. But he left with a record that if you took him from the grave, if God just reversed time, he would say, these structures I have, Weah, help me. That college you see there, the things that he set up, do you know that Weah helped in looking for partners for him to fund that? Do you know that Weah facilitated some things just to get those things off the ground? You think it was exclusively PYJ money? But you will never know. Listen, you don't even know Weah. Weah impact, Weah footprint is in that college that PYJ set up and other things in Lima County. Weah influence. Weah spoke to partners to help the senator. Why the senator was not, he did not send a note to speak to Weah before he died because Weah is a former president, or he wanted to admit or to say, Papa, thank you. You helped me along the way. They think I get so that you. Thank you. Even though I left you like the prodigal son. But I come back to say, forgive me. But time wasn't in his favor to do that. He did not want to do it by telephone. He wanted to do it in person, and the former president was not in the country then. Former president Weah did not know that he decided to do that until he sent a text message, and the text message was not a detailed text message that this is what I want to discuss with you. This is what I want to do. The text message was, I just want to see you so that we talk. And in there now, the person can open up. But Prince Johnson did not have the time because the former president wasn't in the country. The man who presided over that funeral and said all kinds of things, our hero, the man there, all kinds of things, he's speaking Gio. They never helped Prince Johnson along the way. Wasn't it the same man who Prince Johnson went to him? His political godfather, as he said, the man went to him after his colleagues had signed the resolution and said, let me go to my political godson for rest. Let me go. He is the safe haven. What did Jeremiah Kun do? Didn't Jeremiah Kun chunk in his face 5,000 and say, Mr. Stooge, Mr. Reckless, Mr. Disorganized, yeah, go, take it, go look for a lawyer? Did they do anything? From that day until his death, that man was traumatized. He was off. He was only on earth, but his spirit left him. At the time he felt it was necessary to make amends with Weah, God said, no. You were with this man, I put you with this man because of divided loyalty. You left. You divided your loyalty between money and power. You said Weah was not doing this for your county. Weah took your county money. He was not doing anything. Or Weah was not giving you your 3 million for the county and all of those things. Now you want to go back. The people who you felt they would have given you all the money. The people suffocated you. They stab you in the back. They have no time for you. Your new boss in Rescue One cut off speech from you. Your vice president, who you call your political son, threw 5,000 at you. Hey man, I know what I can do again. Oh. Yeah, sorry, I'm not a technician. They will look at it, yeah. The technicians will look at it, but I don't know what I can do with the sound again. They will look at it. Let's manage with it, yeah. So the former president, I'm just sharing it with you. This is a cogent information. But you will never hear it coming from I did it for the mayor. I said it was one of the reasons he wanted to make amends with the former president. He didn't have the time. We are help him with that structure you see so and others in Nema County. If Prince Johnson was still alive and meet President Weah, you have heard him say publicly, telling Weah, thank you for helping me to get this college, for helping me by reaching out to partners for me. Can you imagine? The people who he went to rescue people to give him a dime, they could not do it. The man who he saw a bad man, that the man helping him. And let me say this, we like it or not, it is our country. We cannot sugarcoat anything. The presidency, like it or not, they will have to hear it because they spoke against some of these things in the past. President Weah was never ever evil to Bwaka. The Bwaka will trade goodness, love, kind-heartedness from Weah for evil. All of us know how Weah treated Bwaka here. Recognize him in his capacity as former vice president and give him due honor and respect. The Bwaka today don't want to hear the name Weah. Don't want to even call the name Weah. The Bwaka today, the deacon, the man who say he deacon in the church, Ever Baptist Church, he can't call Weah name. That the president we have, do you think we headed for reconciliation? If the president can show signs of no reconciliation, are we not in one party state? Listen to what the justice minister said last weekend. Do you know what the justice minister said also too? Do you know that we're getting into a time that there will be no free speech in this country? That you have to be mindful? Do you know that we're getting into a time where there will be arbitrary arrest and summer pickup or arbitrary pickup? Do you know that we're getting into a time that nobody will get in the street to say they're demonstrating, exercising their constitutional right? Do you know we are getting into a time where if you say things that it's seen as your constitutional right, but you could be picked up from it because plainclothes security will be around? Do you know that we are going into that time now? Are you not seeing the signs here? Go back and listen to the justice minister's statement. When he talked about the lawmakers, after talking about arresting lawmakers, even if you are a lawmaker arrest you, hear what he had to say about expressing opinion. He's made it clear that people are doing things to bring the government down. When you hear a justice minister using those kinds of statements, what it tells you, you have to be mindful to where we are headed. It coming a time there will be no free speech, no freedom of assembly. Nobody will be allowed to do anything. In fact, what Unity Party, listen to some Unity Party people when they're talking now. They're both making the thing clear now. They're not adding it. They tell you that anybody attempt to get in the street will arrest you, will beat you. Anybody say something funny, we ain't satisfied. Already, they get snake I'm not saying it. I'm quoting Edrich Thomas, who was allegedly tortured. According to him, he was tortured. Let me not use the word alleged. But according to him, because the law say when a person say a quote it directly, quote the person directly. So the attribution goes to Edrich Thomas. He said he was tortured. The guys attempted to sodomize him, that is, to do him from the back. Then, according to him, he said, the people said, and you see, they open the room. They say, and you see that place, so snakes there. If you lie on these people, we'll put you in there and the snakes will eat you up. We never knew that there are snake den or snake furnace at NSA that the man made us to know. The man say the people show him the room. They say that place, there are snakes there. If you lie on these people, will chunk you there, the snakes will eat you up. They say a hint to a wise is quite sufficient. Yes, 6 years, we have free speech. All of these Unity Party people, they will speak. They will say anything they wanted to say. Whichever, if the government came up with something, they will say that the constitutional right, the constitution provides so that Weah can arrest us. We defy Weah to arrest us. Let Weah police come. Let CDC police come. We resist them. They say all of those things. Nobody. People will go on the radio. They will say whatever they want to say. They will express themselves. To the extent that people were sitting on the radio, they were cursing Weah. Curse Weah man. They curse Weah wife. They curse Weah grandma. They caused the entire generation for 6 years. We are never care one journalist to jail. Politicians were all over the place. Some politicians even led protest. We are never put one politician in jail. This country enjoy free speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of association for 6 years. To the extent the international community graded Weah regime in that sector as the best. Rescue inherited that. Rescue changed it. Now nobody can speak freely. Nobody can assemble freely. Nobody can do anything. Gradually, we are shifting from democracy to tyranny. These are the signs that you are seeing. So when you start curtailing people's freedom of speech, freedom to assemble, when you start infringing on freedom, fundamental human rights, then it is tyrannism. It is dictatorship. These are the signs that we're seeing around. Hey, you see it? Y'all go back to the speech given by the Justice Minister Oswald Weah last weekend. On the lawmakers, what did he say? He said, you lawmaker, what kind of power you get? If the need be, will arrest you. You know why the Justice Minister said that? Because what the president did. With the help of some lawmakers. Because if the lawmakers had not shown a sign, the president would not have done it. But because they chose to give in for a few dollars, so the president plan was successful. Today, you can talk freely, you can express yourself freely, you can get outside freely to assemble. But yesterday they were assembling. This week, I will start to play all the protests, almost all of the protests, and the leading voices. You will hear, you have heard Mo Ali, you will hear other people who are in key positions in government defying President Weah that it is the right to protest, and they will get out to protest. And we are accepted, respected. The fundamental rights, the democratic rights, allow them to protest. We'll start playing those voices so that you will hear them. Today, they say nobody should get out. Nobody should express themselves. They think that by doing that, then the international community will say, yeah, Liberia is peaceful. They think by doing that, then investors will say Liberia is peaceful, we're going to Liberia. But these are some of the conditions by which the people come to a given country. When you're stifling fundamental right, freedom to speak, freedom assembly, you canceling all of those things, and you yourself making threats, because that threat in itself, if you say don't do, even though the law say the people must do, you take the law, you put it aside and say, and you defy them when they get out. Nobody will come to your country. Nobody, under no circumstance. But this is where we are headed. Be careful with yourself. Be mindful. Know where you're standing to talk, who you're talking with. Because some of the Unity Party people now, they are lighting police. Very soon, you will see plainclothes security picking up people for the expression. Yeah, Kofi Woos sitting down there. All of us know Kofi Woos' record from the Catholic Justice and Peace Commission. Kofi Woos, who this country saw as a reputable human rights lawyer. Kofi Woos won the admiration of the international community. Yeah, Kofi Woos sitting over there with all of these violations, injustices, widespread corruption of all kinds, disregard for the rule of law. They are muted. They can't talk. They are accomplices to these things that are happening against the people. The human rights people, they are all muted. But how long? How long will you be muted? How long? Well, human being can be muted, but God can never. If nobody can fight for the people, God can do it. God is never off the earth with anything. He's always on. Let's go to MDR people. Yahya Nimlet said the man died from pressure. He said Unity Party people killed the man from pressure. The man bought time with Ellen. He bought time with Weah. Rescue King, he said he sought to buy time with Rescue. And Rescue say, when you make up president, we will not bring war crimes code. The man entered that pact or agreement. In a twinkling of an eye, President called a speech. Can't call him. He called President can't talk. In no time he hear that the president will be signing the war crimes code. Less than no time again, the president announced the appointment of this person. War crimes code. It was Jeniton Massacre. From there, they say, no, what happened? They changed him. And then Jala Babu is there. His colleagues signed resolution. He wasn't there. When he got there, Kun tried to, Kun and the president, listen, Kun and the president rhetoric can't hold. They say the man signed the resolution. So me that the man signed by consent. The man was aware. He was normal when he signed. He wasn't under duress. That rhetoric, it can't hold. That the same pressure the man signed because according to Prince Johnson, he didn't have option. He was pressurized. So all the people who signed and then the senator signed, we agree the senator signed. So what happened now? What happened? The man died now. All of you who said the man signed the resolution at his tribute, you think you made sense? You think you made sense? That all the men tribute, all the men dead body, all his dead body, you'll go to confirm that he signed. So what difference it make? What difference? You're only confirming that truly you pressurize this man with the war crimes code. Using that to exonerate yourself. By saying he signed the war crimes code, so don't put it on us. He signed the resolution. So he signed that, so what next? The man died. It finished. What next? His people, MD Arab people. I know that MD Arab or DRM or how they call them. They too, they confirmed that the man died. The man died from pressure. A war crimes code pressure. They confirm it. Yeah, the people. Yeah, the people. You're listening to them.
And let me state this here clearly. That time was the time you signed the resolution for the establishment of war crime code. When we heard that you have signed a resolution for the establishment of war crime code, executive committee member of MDR rushed to your office. They will ask you, Senator, why did you sign this resolution? And you said to us, it's too much. I'm tired of the provocation. I'm tired. You said it to us. You told us my people were slaughtered and goods in the 90s. There was no one to talk. But today, Liberian politicians are only everything. Oh, walk back. If they want to kill me, I will die. The Wichita, the mother of the Wichita, we keep talking that to attend your program. We saw you, your body was dropped. We asked you, we said, Senator, why are you reducing the days? And then you told us, you said, my mission on earth is over.
Hey, yeah. It's sorrowful, man. It's sorrowful. Let's play the King's Catch giveaway. Giving you 10,000. Oh, please. I'm about to check my dashboard to see. Dial star 799 star 100 hash. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and then you get for yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars. Dial star 799 star 100 hash. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and then you have your 10,000 Liberian dollars. Let's get back to this. Then we go to Phoebe Herons, and then we're out. So in the next few minutes, just play. We'll call you and give your 10,000.
And let me state this here clearly. That time was the time you signed the resolution for the establishment of war crime code. When we heard that you have signed a resolution for the establishment of war crime code, executive committee member of MDR rushed to your office. They will ask you, Senator, why did you sign this resolution? And you said to us, it's too much. I'm tired of the provocation. I'm tired. You said it to us. You told us my people were slaughtered and goods in the 90s. There was no one to talk. But today, Liberian politicians are only everything. Oh, walk back. If they want to kill me, I will die. The Wichita, the mother of the Wichita, we keep talking that to attend your program. We saw you, your body was dropped. We asked you, we said, Senator, why are you reducing the days? And then you told us, you said, my mission on earth is over. My mission on earth is over. You people should be brave. Senator, we are not satisfied. You die for pressure. You die for pressure on war crime. Our Father, we say, may your soul rest in peace. We are here. The struggle never go in vain. We are. They are not too much. Thank you, may God bless all of us.
So, Phoebe Heron will ask a very significant question. Have a listen.
You know, these mortal beings that are walking around here pretending that they're heroes, because all of them want to die. All of the 8 warring faction leaders, 2 have died already. One of them laying now in his lonely cell in the UK. Prince Johnson, he will soon die. If he didn't die in jail, he will die from pressure in the UK. Prince Johnson, he will soon die. If he didn't die in jail, he will die from pressure. Prince Johnson, he will soon die. If he didn't die in jail, he will die from pressure from the war crimes code. Prince Johnson, he will soon die. If he didn't die in jail, he will die from pressure from the war crimes code.
Is that what? Is it what came Prince Johnson? All of the people, yeah, Thomas Yaya Nimne said it. His MDR people said it. The other people said, he himself, according to them, he himself said it. Thomas Yaya Nimne quoted him as saying that he was troubled by the war crimes code. His MDR people, they said it. This statement was made prior to this man's death. I think it was in 2022, 2023, or even before that. This statement was made between 2022 and 2023. Alhaji Kromah had just died. So the reason I brought it out is to tell you, though people saying the debate is on that the man is going, the war crimes code will still be on his death, doesn't mean that the war crimes code has come to an end. That is frivolous. That is an illusion. That's the end of the war crimes code in Liberia. That is the end. If it will go further, it would be that you wouldn't see that resolve. You wouldn't see that. Right now, everybody weak. This country, as far as we know, except you're not a typical Liberian, people wanted to see Prince Johnson on trial. Prince Johnson record, Prince Johnson world record, surpassed his colleagues that preceded him. They had record. Prince Charles Taylor, all of us know what Charles Taylor did. The other people, Yolimo J. Johnson, Roosevelt Johnson, all of them. People saw Prince Johnson. They saw broad daylight. All of these guys, all of them, their record. People have it. So the country wanted all these people, Charles Taylor, Prince Johnson, Yolimo, Roosevelt Johnson, this man, Yaya Nimle, Josh Bole, all of those people. But amongst them, the main person that the people wanted to see on trial, that Prince Johnson. Especially so when they said that he killed a certain president in Samuel Doe that brought division between the crown and the Gio. People, really, the people of this country wanted to see Prince Johnson on trial. With Prince Johnson no more, nobody get time for war crimes code here again. Appoint anything, take it from me. Say Sam Andrew say, you will see it, we'll talk about it with time. The people Jala Babu and his team said they're having a second thought now. Who they're going to call? Maybe they will switch to economic crimes. But that is the end, yeah? That is the end of the war crimes code. I see you. That is the end of the war crimes code. No war crimes code again. The people said they will not even be encouraged to put in their money. The international community, America, they won't be. That is the end. The mean man die. When the barman die in a show, what happened to the show? You tell me. When the barman die in a show, what happened? The show, the war crime show over. When barman die in a show, and the show ends, the show ends when the barman die. Nothing there again. It finished. So the barman in this war crime show gone. Senator Johnson. So who get down for war crime school again? Do a sample the views of people. You will see 10 from 9 from 10 rather. 9 from 10 will tell you not interested in war crime school again. The man who wanted to see on trial, the man no more. We want war crime school again. We satisfied now. There, at least he died. He finished. Do you know? But when we play the thing, yes, most of the people happy because Prince Johnson died. The fact that Prince Johnson killed their relatives die. Their loved ones die. So Prince Johnson died too, they happy. So no war crimes code, they happy. So who will pursue it further? The main people that wanted to see on trial, all of them die. I see you, man. Thank you. Thank you for spicing up the show. The news is on at 6 and at 8 this evening. At 8 this evening, you have Face the Issues with AB. It's going to be explosive. I advise you don't miss it. Charge your battery. Make sure that you get enough money in your phone. Tonight is going to be explosively bombastic, and and ballistic. I'm using those words to describe the funeral, that what was happening at the funeral. It was the guys were bombasting each other. They was purely ballistic. They were using their missiles. Yaya Nimle to the person guy react to Yaya Nimle. The other person. I see you of the LRV politics. We're back tomorrow if God permits. I'm St. Andrews.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia.